We are kicking off today with the NWA Crockett Cup, where Natalya, performing under her real name of Natty Neidhart outside of WWE, made her NWA debut by challenging Kenzie Paige for the NWA Women's title. Despite her veteran presence in the ring, Natalya was unable to dethrone Paige, and after the match, footage surfaced of Natalya engaging with a heckler in the crowd. In the video shared by Muscle Man Malcolm, Natalya appears to confront a man who had shouted and pointed at her, and she strikes him in the face before reaching over the guardrail. Security then intervene as Natalya tries to get some more shots in a shocking moment, with some questioning if this was an act or if the wrestler's temper got the better of her. Ringside News has since confirmed that the entire altercation was scripted, as a reader-submitted photo shows Natalya posing with the fan after the event. The show was originally set to have Gail Kim referee the title match in what would have been her first post-TNA appearance since her release in March. However, just hours before the show, Kim announced on Twitter that she was too ill to attend as she was experiencing a high fever and had no choice but to cancel. Kim said she hopes to make it up to NWA fans and CEO Billy Corgan in the future, and we'll have to see if Natalya ever makes a return to the NWA after this setback over the women's title. John Cena's in-ring career is coming to an end, and while much has happened in 2025, including a heel turn and a 17th world title win, fans shouldn't expect the return of a classic gimmick. Cena made it clear during the Philadelphia Fan Expo that he has no interest in revisiting his Chain Gang era, despite fans having fond memories of the time. When a fan mentioned how Cena's only platinum album came during the Chain Gang era and asked why he hasn't revived that version of himself, Cena didn't hesitate to respond. He said, "I'm grateful for that CD you hold in your hand. I'm so grateful for people that repped like the Chain Gang. I think that's dope. I've just moved forward in my life and I look back on that fondly. I don't regret it, but I'm just in a different place." The former WWE champion emphasized that he's no longer the person he was during that era and has embraced personal growth since then, adding, "The 48-year-old me would have got my ass kicked by the 26-year-old me. I promised myself I would never wear a suit. All I do nowadays is wear suits. I didn't know what love was. Now I have love and joy and peace in my life. You should always be curious and seek growth. I believe we should never be the person you were yesterday." Cena's time as leader of the Chain Gang is firmly in the past, but fans did get to see John rekindle his rivalry with Randy Orton during the recent Backlash PLE. Speaking to Entertainment Tonight, the Unseen 17 reflected on his decades-long rivalry with Orton and made clear that there will not be a one-on-one rematch. On the WWE side, we're just taking them one at a time. We did our last one in St. Louis. I had my last match with Randy Orton, and that was pretty cool to call. Kind of put a close on a 25-year rivalry. So it's, as every chapter happens, it's a different feeling for everyone. With Orton off his list of future opponents, fans have been wondering who Cena will face next as he barrels forward on his farewell tour. But what do you think of John Cena's decision to leave the Chain Gang era behind? Should he and Orton face off one more time before John retires? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Over to NXT, as the May 6th episode featured a high-profile bout between Jordynne Grace and Giulia, though the match ended up being shorter than originally planned. According to Fightful Select, some time was cut from it mid-match, though no official reason for the decision had been shared at this time. The match included two particularly concerning moments that reportedly left those backstage on edge, including Giulia mistakenly tucking her chin for a move where she's not supposed to. This drew comparisons backstage to the Styles Clash and how easy that move can injure people who are out of position, and the second incident involved Grace taking a rough landing. The landing prompted an audible reaction from backstage personnel, and Fightful noted that NXT officials made clear they're against normalizing high-risk bumps of this nature. Whether the time was cut as a precautionary move or due to other production factors remains unclear, but two of the brand's biggest stars were given less time than they'd expected. A neck injury requiring surgery kept Kevin Owens from competing at WrestleMania, and now the Canadian has provided clarity after her online speculation, albeit with some bad news. In a video posted to Twitter on May 18th, Owens clarified that contrary to previous reports, he has not undergone surgery yet. He said, "So first, we don't have a surgery date yet. I have not had surgery yet. Despite reports that are contrary, we're still going to try and figure out what the best way to go about it all is, exactly what needs to be done, so we're kind of figuring that out still." Owens, who hasn't appeared on WWE television since before WrestleMania 41, admitted that there's still significant uncertainty about his condition, adding, "There's a lot of uncertainty, but hopefully in the next few weeks we get clarity and we do the surgery and then we go from there." Owens ended the video with a blunt message saying he doesn't know what's happening with his neck, but we'll figure it out when the time comes, and we wish him the very best. The biopic Queen of the Ring tells the story of Mildred Burke and her massively influential role on women's wrestling, but this week, it was the film's social media work that garnered attention. On Twitter, the account promoting Queen of the Ring shared that it was the movie WWE doesn't want you to see, and later claimed WWE blocked them from running ads, claiming this is illegal. The post added that this is just a glimpse into the sabotaging behavior of WWE, and teased that they will expand on the intel. That post has since been deleted, and when a fan said that taking shots at WWE could backfire, the movie account said that we aren't bashing WWE and that the director is a lifelong fan. They also linked a clip from Jim Cornette's podcast in which the movie's director discussed WWE and said the company pulled talent from filming the biopic. Asha Vilson claims WWE offered Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan for the film, and despite being enthusiastic about the project, pulled the two women mere days before filming. When Avildsen asked, he was told that the decision came from the top. The whole thing was just so elusive and bizarre. While annoying, pulling talent was not illegal, and at this time, WWE has not given a public statement regarding the allegation that they acted illegally and blocked the film's ads. In fact, the film does have a female WWE talent, as Naomi plays Ethel Johnson, the first African-American women's champion and a trailblazer when it comes to race in the industry. As for these posts on Twitter, they have caught a lot of attention, and time will tell if more claims come out and if WWE gives any response. Last week's episode of AEW Collision was set to deliver a full night of wrestling, but things took an unexpected turn when the show ended early at 9:30 p.m., leaving fans confused. Instead of a tag match pitting Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara against Crew to decide the Hurt Syndicate's challengers for Double or Nothing, fans got to watch Black Adam instead. The match had already been taped on May 14th at the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois, but never made it to air, and the irony of The Rock's movie replacing the main event wasn't lost on fans. Rich Gullickson, Associate Director of Live Events for Warner Bros. Discovery, addressed the confusion on his Blue Sky account as he shared his reaction to the show's early end. He said, "Just heard about this, very sorry it happened. It actually was a severe technical problem with the show delivery and recording. The team is working to get this put back together for Max and Replay and TNT VOD ASAP." AEW President Tony Khan also commented on the disruption earlier in the evening, attributing it to technical problems with our studio transmission. Khan added that the full episode would still be broadcast on the TNT West feed and made available to stream on Max. This was an unfortunate incident, but one that didn't take away from the rest of the show, as fans still got a stacked episode of Collision on the road to Double or Nothing. One woman fans haven't seen in AEW in some time is Britt Baker, who last wrestled for AEW in November 2024, where she beat Penelope Ford on Dynamite. During Fightful's opinion, Sean Ross Sapp was asked whether Britt will return to TV this year and said that he has heard that the DMD is willing to return to the company. Despite once being the top woman in AEW, Baker's star has fallen considerably in recent years, with an altercation with MJF that led to a suspension last year doing her no favors. The first female wrestler signed to an AEW contract, Baker's role in the company now remains increasingly unclear as fans continue to hope for her return sooner rather than later. In 2024, Li Ying Lee was released from WWE, ending her tenure as Xia Li, and in addition to finding a new home in TNA, Lee has also made an impact in the world of MMA. This past weekend, Lee made her Combat Night MMA debut when she faced off against Miriam Asalki, and it was the TNA star who got the win to go 1-0. Lee won via split decision after 3 2-minute rounds of action, and her fight was supposed to happen earlier this year but was delayed due to an illness. In WWE, Lee was the first Chinese woman to compete in a WWE ring and made her debut during the 2017 Mae Young Classic tournament. After 7 years, Lee was released in April 2024, but with this win under her belt, the Chinese wrestler is ready to prove herself both in the ring and in the cage. Saraya is changing how she interacts with fans after a disturbing encounter at a recent signing event when the fan in question tried to kiss her on the mouth. On Twitter, Saraya shared a post saying that fans shouldn't try to kiss her anymore, adding that "It's crazy that I have to say this," as she thought fans would know better. Saraya also shared a video in which she discussed the matter further, and the British star was pleased for all the well wishes she's received after the incident. Saraya added that whilst meeting fans, she's always been a hugger, but going forward, she will be sticking to handshakes to be safer and have a little bit of a boundary. Saraya added that this kiss wasn't just inappropriate, it's assault, and something nobody should have to tolerate when meeting fans at events. Saraya's experience underscores the importance of respecting personal space, and with her new handshake-only policy, she's prioritizing safety while maintaining her connection with fans. What do you make of this situation? Is Saraya right to ditch hugs when meeting fans after this inappropriate encounter? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Earlier this year, Saraya's memoir, Helen Boots, reached shelves, but while the book covers much of her career and life, even the darkest moments, it doesn't cover Alberto Del Rio. For those unaware, Del Rio and Saraya were in a toxic relationship in the mid-2010s, and while the pair were engaged in 2016, their relationship was marred with claims of violence. In 2017, Del Rio was arrested at Orlando International Airport after an alleged incident with Saraya, but the British star ultimately declined to press charges. During an AMA on her Rule Breakers podcast, Saraya discussed her decision to leave Del Rio out of the book, saying she feels people would have only focused on that if it were included. Instead, Saraya wanted the fans to focus on the entirety of her book, and though she alludes to living in Texas in the book, she does not mention the man she was with at the time. Back in 2020, Saraya did bring up Del Rio, comparing him to Harry Potter villain Voldemort, and vowing at the time to never say his name again. 5 years on, and Saraya has stayed true to those words, and while Saraya is ready to be an open book, her relationship with Del Rio remains firmly in the past. We have some sad news to report now, as Mike Raybeck, better known to wrestling fans as Max Justice and Mike Diamond, has died following a tragic bicycle incident in Hayward, California. The former wrestler was struck by a vehicle while riding home from work near Chabot College, and he was said to be picking up medication at the time of the incident. Raybeck's passing was acknowledged during a Hayward City Council meeting on May 13th, where a moment of silence was held and flags were lowered in his honor. The city also announced plans to plant a tree in his memory to recognize his years of service as a utilities maintenance mechanic in the Public Works Department. In wrestling, Raybeck's career spanned 8 years, with his final documented match taking place in 2002 for Pro Wrestling Noah. During the 1990s, he also made appearances in WCW and WWE, showcasing his talent on some of wrestling's biggest stages against names like Bradshaw and Savio Vega. Losing a member of our wrestling family is always a sad time, no matter how big the star, and our thoughts are with those who knew Raybeck best in this difficult period. Earlier this month, WCW/NFL star Steve Mongo McMichael died after many years of battling ALS, and on May 15th was laid to rest in a private service in Chicago. As reported by WGN, close family and friends gathered to honor the life and legacy of McMichael, whose impact on sports and wrestling was no secret. A key figure on the 1985 Super Bowl winning Chicago Bears, McMichael's rugged playing style and leadership earned him induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2024. After football, he brought his tenacity and toughness to wrestling and would join the Four Horsemen in WCW alongside Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Dean Malenko. The Nature Boy had spent years supporting his friend in his battle with ALS, and on social media, Flair recently paid tribute to McMichael, posting an emotional message. He said, "The world just lost the incredible Steve Mongo McMichael. He was my best friend through it all. You fought one hell of a battle. Rest in peace, my friend." What are your memories of Steve McMichael in the ring and on the football field? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The first season of WWE LFG has come to an end, as on the season finale, the 4 finalists met at Madison Square Garden to see who would earn a WWE NXT contract. The final 4 were Tyra May Steele and Shiloh Hill, both of whom were representing Team Undertaker, Booker T's Jasper Troy, and Zena Sterling from Bubba Ray Dudley's team. In the women's final, Steele, an Olympic gold medalist, defeated Sterling to earn herself an NXT contract, while Troy was crowned the men's winner with a win over Hill. These two have now earned contracts with NXT, but The Undertaker also won big during the finals, as he was presented with the WWE LFG Championship. The Phenom was presented with the title by his friend, rival, and head of NXT, Shawn Michaels, and he was awarded the gold for having 2 of his team make it to the finals. WWE LFG has already proven to be a hit and has already been renewed for 6 seasons with A&E, showing the immediate popularity of the reality show wrestling format. Do you think these were the right winners of the first season of WWE LFG, or would you have gone in a different direction? Let us know down in the comments. More from AEW now, as Tony Khan has officially nixed Mina Shirakawa's controversial new entrance theme following backlash from fans during AEW Dynamite. According to Fightful Select, the theme, which was not produced by AEW music producer Mikey Ruckus, was replaced on the fly during last week's Beach Break episode. When a fan on Twitter asked, "Did TK check Twitter to see everyone ragging on that new Mina theme and deciding to change it back on the fly?" Khan responded simply with a, "Yeah." Sources indicate that there are no plans to use the theme again, with Khan reportedly acting swiftly after seeing the negative reaction online. These negative reactions stemmed from fans loving Mina's previous theme that was used during her Stardom days, and that theme was what fans heard after the match. Ironically, changing the theme back has also sparked a backlash, with Forbes' Alfred Kanua accusing Khan of catering to nerdage from bots by making calls based on social media. This earned a fiery response from Ricochet, who bit back by saying that stuff like this shows me the level of fucking stupidity that infects the IWC. Whatever you think, the theme is gone, and after Mina earned herself a women's title match for Double or Nothing, don't expect her controversial theme on the pay-per-view. Do you think Khan was right to quickly change the theme back, or should he have stuck to his guns over the song? Share your thoughts down below. Dynamite Beach Break also saw a pivotal moment for MJF as he officially joined the Hurt Syndicate, and this segment sparked online talk about how MVP was used. MVP was the one who transitioned the show to a commercial break, and fans were left wondering what exactly happened and why MVP chose to do this during this segment. According to a report from Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp confirmed that the moment was scripted and planned as part of the show's production. The segment in question saw MVP approach MJF backstage and tell him he had to be in the ring following the Hurt Syndicate's upcoming match. After the faction beat Top Flight and a post-match beatdown with run-ins ensued, MVP grabbed the mic to send the show to commercial, telling fans that MJF would finally get what's coming to him. When the show returned, MJF entered the ring and after a moment of hesitation received a nod of approval from Bobby Lashley, officially confirming him as part of the Hurt Syndicate. What's next for this new alliance remains to be seen, but the group appears to be gaining momentum and MJF's arrival could prove monumental both for good or for bad. What's your take on MJF finally joining the Hurt Syndicate? Will it end very badly for MJF in the end? Let us know in the comments section. Damian Priest is a bona fide star in WWE, and now the former World Heavyweight Champion has been given a major award out of the ring. This past week, Priest was inducted into the Bronx Walk of Fame under his real name Luis and earned his own street sign alongside the iconic Grand Concourse. On Twitter, Priest shared that he was honored and grateful for being part of such a special day as the WWE superstar's legacy has been permanently etched into the New York area. For some time, there's been rumors of AEW women's tag team titles, and with the formation of multiple new teams in recent months, fans are wondering if gold is coming. When asked about new championships, perhaps crowning them at All In, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful shared that he hasn't heard anything about a rumored tournament for the pay-per-view. That said, there have been conversations with people within AEW that has led him to believe that the company is open to introducing women's tag titles down the line. Sapp argued that the best course of action would be to combine two single stars for the women's tag gold, and it remains to be seen if AEW's female teams ever get their own titles.